Hello Flosstube. My name is Sandy and this is my channel Stitching with Sandy. Today is Thursday, April 6th, 2023 and it's great to be back. It's been about a week and a half since my last Flosstube. I did tell everyone who was looking for me after the last video that I'd try to make it more sooner. And so I'm gonna try, we'll see how it goes. It's only been a week and a half since the last one and I've been on spring break. So that made it easier because I'm home and I have lots of time to do things. So what have I been up to since the last time you saw me? Well, we had our kindergarten field trip. We went to a farm. That was a lot of fun. It happened to be raining 2 days prior to us going, so the farm was pretty muddy. So we trekked through the mud, through the farm, over to the cows, and we got to see lots of cows. And then we got to go see the baby cows and feed the cows. And then we got to feed the baby cows some milk. That was a lot of fun. A lot of my students have never even seen cows before, so that was a first for them. And then we got to go into their creamery and see how they bottled the milk. And then we got to go into the area where they milk the cows. That was interesting. The kids got to use the little suction cups that go on the cows' udders, and they got to touch them and see how powerful they were. That was pretty funny. One of the kids said, "Oh no, it might suck us through the hole." What a 5-year-old thinks. The hole's so tiny, there's no way they fit, but that's a 5-year-old for you. The biggest highlight of the entire field trip was the bus ride. Most of those kids have never been on a school bus before, so for them that was a treat, and that's probably what they'll remember over the entire field trip. We did get to go see other animals. Unfortunately, we didn't get to go in the big barn. That was supposed to be a highlight, but a couple of days prior to our field trip, a parachuter landed in the cable cords on the telephone wires right by the barn, and so they had to close down the barn because they didn't, until it was repaired, they didn't want any damage or electrical shocks or anything like that to happen. So that was another highlight. We were having at the end of the field trip, they gave us some fresh milk. Well, they made chocolate milk, fresh chocolate milk for the kids along with some cookies. And so while the kids were eating their cookies, the skydivers were jumping, and I guess they land in the field next door to the farm. So the kids got excited about that. They couldn't believe how close they were. So that was exciting. Other than that, we had a great time. No emergencies. Everybody had a great time. No behavioral issues. I was very proud of my class. At the end of the day, I got to leave work early, which was a great way to start spring break. So that was a lot of fun. I came home because my husband had a tire blowout on the freeway, so he had to go get his tires fixed. So me coming home early was actually a blessing in disguise for him. Other than that, he was okay. He didn't get harmed or anything, so just we needed a new tire, and that's been taken care of. Other than that, I am on spring break. As I said, it's only a week long, but I have been super busy this week doing all the things that I wanted to do, and so far there's not one thing that I didn't want to do that I haven't done already. So I'm excited. I don't know if you remember from my last video. If you're new here, you might not have heard about it, but my goal this year, my word of the year is friendship, and I'm trying to find different ways to build new relationships and nurture the ones that I already have. And so one of the things I started up, and we did our first one 2 days ago. It was so much fun. My friend Sarah from Sarah Stitches, if you haven't seen her Flosstube, go over and check it out. But her and I always Zoom on Tuesdays after work. Both of us get home from school and we get on Zoom and just hang out and visit and catch up for the week. But we decided both of us like to craft. Now remember, she lives in Arkansas, I'm in California. So we can't just go to each other's and craft together. So we decided one day, we were talking about what we wanted to try making for the season, and we got together and started throwing things out there, and we're like, hey, I want to do that too. Well, I want to do that too. So we decided we would do some crafts together on Tuesdays when we're together on our Zooms. So we've made bunnies with crackle paint. We made pin cushions. I think I have mine. Yeah, I do. We made pin cushions one time. we made fabric carrots, and I'll show you mine later because it's in one of my FFOs. And so we decided that for this next one, we would shout it out on our channels, along with, she shouted on her channel, my stitchy friend Kim. She's the Contented Needleworker Kim, her floss tube. Check it out if you haven't seen it. She's got beautiful work. She stitches with me on Thursday nights, and she wanted to be counted in on the craft night. And all of us decided we wanted to get together and make tomato pin cushions. So what we do is whoever comes up with the idea looks up a tutorial or a pattern or something to show us how to do what we want to make. And then they're in charge of guiding us through it during the Tuesday night get together. So we did it Tuesday, and this time we did our tomato pin cushions, and we followed a tutorial from Celeste Creates. I'm going to link it below. She does a tomato tutorial, and it was fabulous. I went ahead and tested it out prior to meeting with all the girls. I wanted to make sure I had all my tools that I needed since I was guiding the craft, and so that I didn't leave anything out. And then if I had any struggles, then I would be able to work through those so that anyone who had the same struggles, I could walk them through it. So for that, this is the one I made on my own. And then during the Tuesday night, this is the one I made with them. And it was really fun. We all made tomatoes. Some of us did red ones, different various red prints. Kim, I believe, did a pink one. And I think she made a couple more after our video because I did too. And I'll show you my other one. We were talking on the group, and we were like, oh, it'd be so much fun. Wonder if we could make a really teeny tiny one. So after we met up, I decided to play around, and I did. So this is the little tiny tomato pin cushion, and I put it next to a nickel. It's that small. And the reason why is because I succumbed to temptation and peer pressure. So on my Thursday night meetings, the girls all started doing the little jewelry boxes, you know, the ones that all the Flosstubers are doing. And they were gonna do it. And at first, when I first heard about the idea, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna need that. Why would I want to make one? But the more the girls talked about it and then brought theirs to share, I started to feel like I really, really needed to do one. So I ordered mine, but I want to be different because I am going to StitchCon this summer, and I wanted to make sure that if I take mine, that it looks very different from other people's so that it doesn't get mixed up with someone else's. So I decided to start searching Amazon for different types. And one of my favorite things are sunflowers. So I searched sunflower jewelry box, and one came up, and it was the perfect size, so I went ahead and ordered it. Now, it came all the way from China, so it took me a lot longer to get mine than everybody else in the group, but it finally did arrive. Then our friend Kimberly, she was so sweet. She had, I think, cut vinyl. I think it's vinyl. She cut our names out to put on our lights because we all have the same lights that we use on Thursday night. And the first time when she did it, she cut them out in black. Well, my light's black, so it wasn't gonna work. But I told her, oh, I'll find a use for it. Since it is my name, I'll figure it out how I can use it on. And so she printed one on white. So when I got my box, here it is. This is it. And I did not make it into sunflowers. It came just like this, so it won't rub off. And then I just took the name that she gave us, rubbed it right on, and it stuck. It's not coming off at all. So I'm very excited about that because it has my name on it. So if anyone by chance has a sunflower one, then at least my name's on it. We'll be able to tell the difference. So one of the things I wanted to do over spring break was decorate mine up. And so I did. Here it is. I took out, there was like a ring cushion thing where you could put down your rings in to hold it. I pulled that up, and then I put a magnet underneath, and then I covered the piece of mat board in fabric, and that way my needle minder would stick to the bottom and not fall off, and my needle still sits on there. And then I covered this side as well. Here's the little pin cushion. I wanted it, the tomato pin cushion, to fit in my box, and it does. All I need now is like some little teeny tiny pins. I didn't have any yet. And then mine came with a little flap that you lift up. This was to hold little stud earrings. So I didn't want all those holes to show. So I went ahead and made a sleeve, and I covered it as a little sleeve so that the door would open up. And then there's my needle case and my little seam fix and some beeswax all hidden in there. And then I included my corner gauge, some needle threaders, and my scissors. And I still don't know if I have everything I need in here. I'm sure there's probably a couple more things. I do want to see if I can find like the littlest notebook maybe, so that if when I go to StitchCon, I can write people's addresses or email addresses in there, or even their Instagram accounts. So I might need and I think I'm gonna go and get, I used to, back in the scrapbooking and stamping days, I would get little pens. I would make pads of paper with scrapbook, like a little notebook, that cover, and then I would get a package of Post-its and stick it inside the cover, along with take some matching paper and put it in those clear tubes. They're pens, but the part that you hold is clear. So you could put the scrapbook paper inside, and then you could match it to whatever you made. So I'm thinking I might get one of those because they're about this big. I think I would fit in here, and then I would have a pen too. I could use counting pins. I don't have any. I did try to research and see if I could find any sunflower ones. I didn't find any. I need to go on Etsy and look. I haven't done that yet. My other friend said maybe some secret stash cash would be a good idea. She recommended the counting pins, and she said a tape measure. I did look to see if I could find a tape measure with sunflowers, and so far I have not found one. I found different colors. I found some that look like animals, but I really would love to have it all match. So we'll see if I find one or not. But in the meantime, here is my little kit, and I'm excited to have it to take with me on Thursday nights with my stitchy friends and to different retreats or StitchCon. So I made that. So that was something else I did. And then the last thing I did was one of my friends that I used to work closely with when I taught in 2nd grade. I was her mentor and her master teacher when she was getting her credential, and she ran into me and I said, hey, let's do lunch. And she said, okay, I'll call you. And I said, nope, we're gonna put it on our calendar, check your calendar. So we put it on our calendar and we had lunch together, and it was great catching up. And I really think that's the key. If you wanna do something with a friend and they say, hey, let's get together, write the date right then and there, because we get busy in our lives and we forget to check in and write that date down. And before you know it, time's passed and you see each other again, and then you haven't gotten together. And then you see each other again and you haven't got together. So make it a date right then and there. That way you stay connected with your friends, and that's what I'm trying to do. So that, and the only other thing that I've changed is I did say I changed this, my location. I changed my family room around. This wall used to be a big tree on it. When I moved in, I put in a big tree decal and a lot of little pictures of different family people, and I made it our family tree. So I changed it out, and let me see if I can move the camera a little bit. And I put up some of my stitching pieces, and I'm hoping to add lots more. Sorry for the little movement of my camera. I'm hoping to add lots more, but I'm excited that now my family room is all decorated with cross stitch, which makes me super happy. So that's what I've been up to. Thanks for sticking around. It's been 14 minutes. All right, let's get on with it. So FFOs, I do have a lot of FFOs for only a week and a half. So the first one is, this is called Spring in My Heart by Barbara Anna. I believe it's in the Spring Edition 2020 Punch Needle and Primitive Magazine. And here it is. It's my little, it's so cute. I just love how it has the little bunnies on the key on both sides. It has the winter snowflakes so that if it's still cold, and we don't have snow here, but we've had lots of rain. Today is actually probably the first beautiful sunny day, but I love this. It's so pretty. And the only thing I changed on it was the green stems and leaves, and then the spring was in like a olive colored green, and it looked too closely to these golds. So I decided to change that out to make it look more greenish. That's the only change I made. But that's a very fun stitch. It's very fast. And then the next one, my friend Gina. Hi, Gina. When I was at her house, she had showed me, I was talking to her about how Kim, Contented Needleworker Kim, how she likes to make little teeny tiny frames with her leftover scraps of frames when she cuts them down, and then she puts little motifs from something that she stitched inside of them. And I was telling Gina how I would like to do that. I just need to sit down and do it. And then she pulls out these 2 little kits and says, hey, I've got something like that. Why don't you take them home? Here, you could take them both. So I took them home, and so since I've been off on spring break, I looked at them and I decided to put one together. One is a Christmas one, so I have time to get that one done. But this one's one that I can have out every day, all the time, and just seeing the tiny little thing makes me smile. So here it is. It's called Home Sweet Home, and it's by the Old Colonial Designs, and it came as a kit, so I'm not really sure what kind of linen it is. I do know it was supposed to be a 30 count linen, and you stitched everything 1/1. So I just think it's so cute. The little swan charm came with it, and the frame, everything came with it. I think the only thing I had to add to it was a needle, and that was it. So it's all finished, framed, and ready to go. And I'm not gonna hang it up on the wall. It's a little too tiny, but I will keep it on display in my home. I'm excited about it. Next up is, this is a Tulip Basket by Jeanette Douglas. This is a freebie on her website. So if you're interested, it's not part of the 12-month freebies that she did as a collection of baskets. This one was actually on its own by itself. So if that's something you're interested in, go to her website and download it so that you can stitch it. And here it is. And my friend Gina had given me a bunch of laces and stuff that she had. She was purging a bunch of things, and I saw this and thought it would go perfectly with this stitch. And then what I did is I had a little bit of this fabric left over, so I cut a heart out and put it right there on the back. And I just think this is so sweet and cute. And it's very springish, so very happy with that. I didn't change any of the colors, I don't believe. Nope, I didn't change anything. All right, next up, this one is one I'm super excited about. So this one will have my fabric carrots that I made with Sarah. And Sarah, it's so funny because Sarah, I had bought this last year, and I think she did too. And she started hers and I did not. I ran out of time. And so this year, Nicole Spohr decided to do a stitch long for More Chocolate Bunnies by Hands on Design. And I said, wait a minute, I have that pattern. I'm going to do the stitch along. So I did, and I decided to finish it. And here are my fabric carrots. They're so cute. And I found this basket. It looks like this on the back. I found it at Hobby Lobby. And what I did is I used rare earth magnets. And these ones are, I think, are an inch big. They're big ones. And so what I did is on the back of my mat board that has the fabric, I used, and they had peel adhesives that you can add to the magnet so you can attach them to something. I put 2 on the back of this, and then I just slid my hand behind the basket with the magnet so it's not glued on at all. And so the magnet's just magnetizing right through the mat board. And so if I ever want to use this basket for anything else, if I don't want it to be Easter and I just want to put flowers in it and hang it in my house, I can just take this all off and the basket is not damaged in any such way. So I was really excited about that. And then I got some party grass and I just shoved my carrots down in there so that I can have it up there with it. And this is stitched on 28 count Monaco, and I dyed it in aquamarine. I just think this is so cute. It's one of my favorite finishes I think that I've ever done before. So I'm really excited about this one. I hope you like it too. All right, so then I have one more. One more, and this one, oops, I'm trying to get it out of my cart. This one is a piece called A Year in Chalk. This is the month of April. This is by Hands On Design. I had this one in my stash for a while, and I decided to get it out. I did make one change at my Christmas exchange party with my Thursday night girls. We did a left, center, right game, and I got the floss from that, and one of the floss that was in there was a color and cotton kiwi. I'd not stitched with color and cotton before, but I knew that when I stitched this, everything was white on here except for the yellow in the tops of the flowers or the center of the flowers, and there was a little bit of yellow across here and across here, and I knew I wanted to make the green, the leaves green, so I used the color and cotton for that. And instead of yellow, I used it here, the kiwi. I used the kiwi in the leaves, and then I used the kiwi across here and in the stems and leaves. And I love how it turned out. It's very springy. I did post this on Instagram. If you're looking for this mounting piece, it comes just like this. I didn't paint it or anything. I got it in Hobby Lobby in the wedding section. So if that's something that you like, then you can go and get it there. And then I just mounted it with some magnets, and everything's there. And I do use it for her other Year in Chalks. Unfortunately, I have to say that I'm really bad with these series. I buy all the series, the entire set, and my intention is to stitch them all, and I stitch one or two, and then I don't do it again till the next year. So one of these days, I will have a full collection of every series, but until then, I'll just keep stitching away. So those are my FFOs for this week. So I hope you like them as much as I do. I've been trying to update my Instagram more frequently, posting. Sometimes I forget to post, so I've been doing that. So if you see them before my channel uploads, that's probably why, because I've been trying to be on top of that. All right, so let's go to previous giveaways. All right, so my last floss tube, I was giving away Poor and Needy, and it's by Lindy Stitches. It says, as for me, I am poor and needy, but the Lord takes thought for me. And this was the chart. And the person who won this one is Char J57. Here it is. And if you are that person, please email me. Make sure you let me know your YouTube name and then your real name, and then give me your address, and I will get that out to you. You can find my email below in the description box, or you can also message me through Instagram. Email's faster because I'll get a notification. Instagram, sometimes I don't look at the requested messages as frequently as I probably should. So if you'd like to get a hold of me, email me or message me on Instagram, and I'll get this out to you. Congratulations. And my other one was April Sampler of the Month by Country Cottage Needleworks, and this is it. If you saw in my opener, I stitched that last year, so it's up in my decor. And the winner of this one is Bonnie Mills. Congratulations, Bonnie. Same thing. If you will email me or message me on Instagram, I'll need your address, and I will get these two out to both of you. Congratulations, and thank you for supporting my channel. All right, so that brings me to whips. So whips, so I only have, I think, 4 whips, and the reason that is because I turned some of those whips into FFOs. So I've been working away. The first one that I was working on since the last time I saw you is Sunnyside Sampler by the Drawn Thread. This is it. And I am stitching it on Fabric Flare Waxing Moon dyed effect. And so far, I am starting the second building. Okay, so I finished, so that when I pulled it up, I had only done here in the beginning of this part of the house. So I finished this side of the house, the whole tall. I added the crow. I stitched the word life over one, which is a lot slow going when you're using 14 count Aida as I am, because you have to be very careful to poke evenly. So if anyone tells you you can't stitch 1 over 1 on Aida, you can. You just have to go really slow. Use a very pointed, sharp needle, so be careful because your fingers will get hurt. And if you're very careful and you're watching what you're doing, you can poke evenly and it'll look just as nice as my word life looks like on mine. So I just want you to know that is possible. It's just a little finicky. And if you're patient and you take your time, you can do it. And then I started the next building, which is right here. That's all I got done because that day, I think, was the day of our field trip. And with the car having trouble, I didn't have much stitching time that day. And I'm doing 2 days on the rotations. And so one was that day, and then I think the next day we did a bunch of errands. But that's okay because there's always more time to stitch. All right, and then next up, this one is I'm working on the whole big giant piece with all the parts for Snow Village by Country Cottage Needleworks. I started in the middle so I can start with the big one. And I'm excited because I've almost got it, the center finished. I'm stitching it on 32 count cornflower. Here it is, and here's where I'm at. So I just have another tree on this side and the banner leg on this side, and then to attach the banner to it. And then, of course, the snow underneath. But at least the whole family's on now, and the words are all there. I really am enjoying this stitch. It's so much fun. I do go a little slower because I want my white stitches to look just as nice as any other colored stitches. And so that means that I will railroad both top and bottom leg. And that way my stitches lay flat. There's no bunching or twisting, and it looks gorgeous. All right. And then one of the sales that I'm in, I'm doing Teresa Koget's Tier 4 on Patreon sale. It started, she had released part 1, and this is what part 1 looks like. This one's called Simple Life, and I finished it. It's stitched on 32 count overcast, and she releases on the 15th of each month. So here is part 1 complete. So there you go. Oh, it's so pretty. Her colors in this one are quite soft. I know a lot of people are changing the little girl's top. I know it looks faint in the camera, but in real life I can see it, so I'm going to leave it that way. I know that Teresa almost changed it too for the same reason, but in real life you can see it's just on camera it looks like it fades away. So that one's all ready for the next part. All right. And my last whip this is from Friend Stitch. I did Autumn Friend Stitch, I guess it's been a year and a half ago, I think. Anyways, this one's called Let Joy In. And if you're unfamiliar with Friend Stitch, it's a collaboration between Heart and Hand and Bent Creek. And I love this piece so much. And it's stitched on, mine is stitched on 14 count vintage country mocha. I did order the linen too, but this was the called for the actual kit that we got. And here it is. I had this part finished, so I worked on the house this time. So cute. I think I have a little bit more of the roof, not much more, and then I can move on to the next part. But I just love this. It's so cute. All right, and so those are all my whips. All right. I'm just checking my notes. All right, next up, swap updates. So all of the swaps for our spring blooming flowers swap are either in the mail on the way to you or have arrived. So I am inserting what swaps I already know that have been sent out or received. And I think I have one or two more that haven't their recipient hasn't gotten theirs yet. It's still in the mail. So when they get theirs, then I will show theirs too. But I'd like to insert a little video of the swaps that we got this time. People are super, super creative and love this swap. We had a lot. I think this is one of my larger swaps that I've done up to date. So I'd like to insert that video right here. Aren't they beautiful? Did you love them? Everybody is so talented, and you never know when you put a theme what they're going to come out with, and then they astound me. I'm amazed. Beautiful work. So good job, ladies. With that being said, I would love to do another swap. I would like to do a bee swap. Bee swap. If you're interested in doing a bee swap, I would like to collect names and send out your partner on May 1st. So if that's something you'd like to do, please let me know. Email me or message me on Instagram and let me know that you would like to do Buzzin' Bees, and we'll do Buzzin' Bees for the month of May. So let me know. Sounds like fun. We will. I will get the names out to you on May 1st with a plan to mail out by June 1st. So if that's something you'd like to do, drop me a line, let me know. All right. So that brings me to my haul. So I do have a little bit of haul. Not a lot, but you know when you're like trying to hold out on getting stuff and then finally you give in? That's what happened. So I ordered, I won't be able to do it this year because Easter is this Sunday, but I ordered Plaid All Year Hoppy Easter from Hands On Design. I love this so much. And then I ordered Little House Needleworks Bumblebee Petites. And I'm gonna stitch lots of bees coming up now that Easter's passing. So I'll get those out. I ordered Re-Swap 3 by Stitch with the Housewives. And I have an idea for this. I'm sure other people thought of it, but if they didn't, I'm gonna tell you what I was thinking. So here is the Re-Swap number 3. So what I was thinking is, it would be so fun that if you stitch the birthday or maybe the congratulations graduate, if you stitch them, but then you cut out the center and you put the person's picture in there, it could be like a change out. This one could be every time there's someone's birthday, you put this up and you put their picture in there. And then this one would be a great gift for a graduate. Like just stitch this. You don't need the whole home, but just stitch this. Cut this out, put their picture in there, frame it, and give it to them as a gift for graduation. I just love that. So I'm sure you could do the same with the wedding one. You could put the married couple in there, or first day of school, and maybe put a little tag of what year it is, whether it's kindergarten, first grade. That would be something you could do. I don't know. That's what started spiraling in my brain the minute I saw them announce this one. So there's that. And then this one, I had to look up translation, and it is called Colors in My Garden by Jardin Privé. I love this one so much. It's just so sweet for summer, so I'm going to start stitching that one pretty soon. I really like her designs. And then my friend Kim, the Contented Needleworker Kim, I know I've mentioned her a lot today. She said that there is, for the month of April, there is a sale for pears, and I'm not sure what the hashtag is. Next time I come on, I will have that hashtag for you, because I will ask her. I'm seeing her tonight at Thursday Night Stitch Night. I'll ask her which the hashtag is, and then I'll let you know. But it's stitch a pear, any pear you want. You can stitch the new pears from Annie B's. This is the blue work pears. I don't have the red work pears. I do want to get them. But I'm not going to stitch mine in blue or red. I'm going to stitch one in green. I want to do one in green. But there's also, if you go to Samplers and Santa's website, I think it's a blog. If you go to that site, she has a whole bunch of free pears. I've stitched a few in the past during the fall, and they're not finished the same shape of a pear. These ones, they're more of a flat shape, like a pillow, but they come out just as adorable. I loved mine that I did for fall. So if you're not up for ordering any right now, or they're sold out, I know I waited a long time for this one to come in. Look on there, they're free. She has so many choices. She has some that you can just do as a sampler style. She has some that are themed, like I know she has a Americana one. I did some fall ones. I think she even has a Christmas one on there. So if you're interested in just looking her up and picking a free one to stitch, please join along, and I will definitely get that hashtag out so you'll know what it is. And then I had pre-ordered the Nashville Needlework cookbook, and it finally came in. So glad about that. I had ordered Brenda Gervais, The Robins Are Here, and it finally came in. And then I ordered this book from Fat Quarter Shop. This is Susan Aki is the designer of the quilts, but this book has cross stitch in it too. So it has all these little Americana pillow pieces, and I just think they're so cute. See if I can find one that I'm like, I really can't wait to start. This is one. Let me show you. I want to do this one. It's so cute. So this book is great. It has several cross stitch pieces in here that you can do. And then it has, I think, 6 quilts. I'm still learning how to do quilts, so I don't know if these are considered too advanced for me, but I'm willing to give it a shot. So maybe this summer I can do one of them. I think I'm either gonna try, I don't know. I have to talk to my friends to find out if it's hard. I'm either gonna try this one, which I think is so pretty, or the one on the cover. I like that one too. Although I think I would rather do my blue with like a navy. So I don't know. I've talked to some of my friends at Quilt and find out if that seems too challenging for me. But I don't know. Sometimes I pick things to do that are super hard, and I manage through, and then I'm happy about it. All right, so that is my haul. I did get my swap in. I'd like to share that with you. The person that had me spoiled me rotten, and when I say spoiled me rotten, she really went above and beyond. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of crash here as I'm moving things out of my way. And I got this huge box from her right here, and she just loaded it up with all kinds of goodies. So I want to share them with you. So first off, she sent a card, and it was spring blooming, and so it has a beautiful flower on it with some birds, and then she filled the entire card up with some floral stickers, which I thought was so sweet. And then she gave me, let's see, where can I set these? Okay. She gave me a little bag, like a little tote bag to put all your goodies in and take it with you. She gave me some little tissues, which is perfect for right now because since spring's coming, our allergies are going haywire. Probably because of all the rain, the flowers were so thirsty that now they're blooming all over the place. So she gave me this cute little pattern. And she gave me some anchor thread on spools. She made these cute little spools with fabric. Those would be so cute on a finish. Or just in like a little tiny basket next to one of your stitching pieces. I just love those. She gave me some threaders, needle threaders. She gave me an S for Sandy. She gave me some more threads. Sorry, there's so much in here. A cute little coaster filled with joy. Love that. She gave me some of these, and I believe, and Amber, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I believe these are to attach to either the backs of your stitching or maybe to a card. I don't know. Amber, you could correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not 100% sure, but they're so cute, and I know they're adhesive backed because I did play with one to find out. So I can't wait to use them. And then she gave me a little canister of flowered sequins. And then she made me a needle book. Here is her needle book. And then let me open it up so you can see what's inside. So inside there are some sweet, sweet, sweet charms. Oops, I got them stuck. Hold on. There you go. Some sweet little sewing themed charms with some bulb pins, and then this has a cute little pocket on this side, and on this side she put in the pocket some needles. What an adorable needle book. And Amber, I shared this with my crafting group on Tuesday, and you've inspired us. We all want to make needle books. And so we're gonna see if we can figure out how to do it based off of yours. So thank you for the inspiration. And then I'm gonna show you the swap blast. I think she's the one who recommended Ever Emblem to me. And I had ordered some and they came back so beautifully. And she ordered me some too. So now I have twice as much, but look at how cute these are. It says Stitched for You by Sandy Alba. So I will be able to put all of these on the back of my future swaps. So if you get one in the future, you should have my own personalized label. All right, so those are all the little gifts, which is more than enough on its own, but then wait till you see the swap. And she said that this was her first ever biscornu, and I was blown away. This is it. Look at, is it not the most gorgeous little pillow you ever saw? Beautiful. And it's her first ever biscornu. I feel honored to be a recipient of your very first biscornu because I don't know if I could do a biscornu the first time and pass it on. I might have to do one and keep it myself. So the fact that you went ahead and let me have it, thank you so much. I love it so, so very much. So thank you for that, Amber. You just made me so happy. So that was a lot of fun to open that box. All right, so that brings me to my other Zoom. So I have two Zooms going now. So on Tuesday nights are the craft ones. If that's something you're interested in, if you email me, I will send you the Zoom link. It's every Tuesday. Usually what will happen is some Tuesdays we just stitch, some Tuesdays we do crafts. And the reason that is because we have to get together our idea of what we want to do, research and look for a pattern or a tutorial or someone who has a special talent that wants to share it with us. And then we send out a list of all the materials you need. So that way, when you come to the Tuesday's crafty night, you will have all your materials in front of you ready to start. I do know that we want to do a scissor case in our next one. I'm trying out one pattern that I had found to do a scissor in wool applique using, well, felted applique. I'm using felt. I'm not specifically ordered wool applique. I want to try it out first and see how I do. So I'm going to try that. I also found a fabric tutorial and I'm going to try that one. And then I told everybody, if you find something else, I shared with them what I was going to try. And I told them to look, if they find something better, to let me know. And if I don't hear anything, then this coming week on Tuesday, I will send out the link and all the materials. And if it's a tutorial, I'll send the link to the tutorial so you can preview it before that night. And then that way you can get everything for the following Tuesday. So if that's something you'd like to do, email me and let me know and I'll send out that information for you. And then on the 2nd and 4th Sunday, every single month, except for Sunday, this Sunday, because of course, that is our wonderful Easter day and we'll all be with our families or at church at sunrise service. Since it's a holiday, we won't be doing it, but generally it's on the 2nd and 4th Sunday from 10 to 2 Pacific Standard Time, because that's where I live. And we just get together and Zoom. We've had several people from all over the US Zoom in and join us. Some pop in for an hour, some stay the whole time. So it's up to you. But if that's something you'd like to do, I am hosting it it runs about twice a month, unless it's a 5-week month, and that kind of throws us all off. But the next one will be on the 23rd. So if you'd like to join on Sunday and Zoom with us, send me an email and I'll send you the Zoom link to that. And I would love to have you join us. It's lots of fun. All right, so that brings me to my giveaways this time. So as you know, if you win a giveaway, you'll hear it as I announce it on my channel. I always follow up. The next floss tube that comes up is when I announce it. You need to be 18 years old so that I can ask you for your address so I can send your goodies to you. So if you'd like to participate, the next giveaways are a year in chalk, June. This one says Catch a Wave. This is by Hands On Design. If you would like this one, the keyword is wave. So if you'd like this one, the keyword is wave. The next one is Threadworks Primitives Beggar's Fourth. And here's the pad, what it looks like. And if you're interested in this one, I'd like you to say flag. Okay, so these are my 2 giveaways. This one wave, this one flag. Please put them in the comments. I'm not asking a question this week, so just be creative in your answer. Use them in a sentence at least. At least use them in a sentence. And then if you're a winner, I'll let you know my next floss tube. All right, and so that's my floss tube for today. So I would like to remind you to be courageous, be confident, be creative, but most of all, be kind. We all need a little friendship. And when you're kind to others, the kindness comes back to you in waves and you'll love it. So share your kindness with others. Have a great Easter. I hope your family is safe, happy, and healthy, and you make wonderful memories. And until the next time, I'll see you later. Bye.